What is the biggest thing that Kamala Harris is whining about when it comes to the debate and the rules? I mean, what's she crying about now? What's she so upset about, according to her campaign? Oh, because the microphones will be muted when the two combatants, intellectual combatants on that stage, Harris and Trump, are talking. Now, this is for the upcoming ABC News debate. I think David Muir, whose job is to just be super handsome on television, he's good at that. I'm just saying, I speak the truth. He's having a debate, or he's hosting the debate, moderating the debate on Tuesday coming up here. And the rules are pretty straightforward, and both teams have agreed to them. There was this, oh, well, Trump's going to back out. It's like, well, hold on a second. No. That's because that's just spin from the Harris campaign. They were trying to pretend that agreeing to a debate with Biden is the same thing as agreeing to a debate with Kamala Harris, and it's simply not. They've changed the fighter, so to speak. So you could then say, well, hold on a second. I want to take a look at also all the agreed upon rules. Right? Yeah, there's gamesmanship involved in this. I get this. But okay, step back for a minute here. What's Kamala crying about now? That the mics will be muted. And the reason she's unhappy about this is that Trump, she wants to be able to interrupt her so people see how mean he is. Boo-hoo, so mean. She wants him to be able to, but at the same time, she doesn't want him to be able to interrupt her so she can speak, right? Her team wanted the muted mic rules, but then they're also complaining about how the muted mic rule disadvantages her because it won't show how mean Trump is to her, right, on the stage. And I'm just going to say this. This is classic Kamala Harris, isn't it? She wants it both ways. She's on both sides of the issue. You can't win. It's not about fairness or what's true or what's real or anything else. It's just another version of, gaslighting, changing the facts, changing the story, lying, having it both ways. All the stuff that we see with them. What does she stand for? What does she believe in? Oh, it changes all the time. Even the debate, with the debate rules, they're making a thing of this, which I just think is so funny. So that's what the biggest thing Kamala's crying about when it comes to this debate is that she wants the mics muted, but even though she gets what she wants, it's also not fair that she gets what she wants because it won't show Trump being a bully and being mean to her. Oh, boy. It is quite a thing to be dealing with these Democrats. Now, how should Trump approach this debate? I think very much in the same way he approached Joe Biden before, which is don't give the Democrats a narrative of, look at Trump being so mean or being a bully or interrupting or whatever. Obviously, the mics being muted is going to help with this. The mics were muted for the Trump-Biden debate. But what I think will really matter is Trump being focused on substance and then just pointing out that Kamala Harris is making up the whole thing as she goes along. Lying about all of it, right? Oh, what does she stand for? What is it? It's just nonsense. It's just constant nonsense from her. Also want to take a look here at the polls and where they currently stand, because I think that feeds into a lot of what you're seeing right now from the media. Basically, the Kamala catastrophe is coming. They know it. We'll get to that in a second. If you had $1 million in 2009, today would be worth less than $700,000 if you just left it in the bank. That's what out-of-control government spending has done to your hard-earned dollars, and it's why central banks and savvy investors are buying gold. For thousands of years, gold has withstood war, famine, and economic downturns. It has been a stalwart hedge against inflation and hyperinflation. The company that I trust to help you diversify into gold is the Birch Gold Group. For over 20 years, Birch Gold has helped concerned Americans convert an existing IRA or 401k into a tax-sheltered IRA in physical gold. And the best part, it doesn't cost you a penny out of pocket. With an A-plus rating from the Better Business Bureau and tens of thousands of happy customers, you can trust Birch Gold too. To learn more, text the word BUCK to 989898 and get a free, no-obligation info kit on gold. Again, text BUCK to the number 989898 to protect your hard-earned savings today. let's take a quick look here at the polls on Real Clear Politics. And I'll just tell you, the fact that Trump is pretty much tied, according to a lot of the pollsters out there in these swing states. I mean, I know you've got things like Rasmussen saying Trump nationally is at 47, Harris is at 46 as I speak to you now. But you see where things were a few years ago and where the last two elections, a few years ago, more than that, and where they are today, based on the numbers going into September for Trump v. Hillary and the numbers going into September for Trump v. Biden. All right, so 2016 and 2020, the numbers now, Trump versus Kamala, suggest that Trump's going to win. I know, isn't it great? But it's not over yet. We have to still stay focused on what matters here, and there has to be an attitude of the Trump campaign executing, doing what it needs to do, getting it done. And I think as long as that happens, as long as he handles business in the debate and stays with what he's got going forward, I think that, yes, Trump will in fact win. But this is why you're seeing all these narrative shifts from Democrats. That's why you're seeing Russia talk all of a sudden. Oh, wait, what? Russia again? Again? We're doing the Russia thing? Well, the media wants to. It's really hard to make the case that Kamala is this great savior of democracy when she's really part of an anti-democratic internal party coup that shoved Joe Biden out of office. Old man Biden. They didn't worry about his breaking a hip when they shoved him out the door. That shoved old man Biden out and just decided that she would be the candidate. Based on what? Because if they wanted to use the presidential succession and then make her the incumbent and say she's the candidate, I'd say, all right, I mean, that's the way it goes. But no, they leave Biden. They have a vice president, and then without a primary, they just have the whole party decide, and they have this coronation convention. I mean, the whole thing is so anti-democratic. It's absurd. Kamala Harris is being foisted on the American people. We can all see it. We all know it. But they figure they can get away with it. Although the polls are showing that I don't think they can. That's why the democracy narrative is changing. Oh, defend our democracy. That's why the Russia stuff is coming back all of a sudden because they're desperate. They got to keep changing. What they can't have is people sitting around saying, is Kamala Harris smart and good at anything in politics? No, I mean, that's what they can't have. Is she an impressive person that I want to be making decisions that affect hundreds of millions of people and really the future of the world as we know it? Do we really want that? No, we don't. And that's where she's got big issues. That's where the more people focus on Kamala Harris, the less they're going to like her as a candidate. I've said it all along. I've said it all along. Now let's talk a little bit about the situation. Speaking of the Russia collusion stuff, New York City. There's some raids that just happened on big Democrats, senior Democrats, close to the mayor of New York City, a prominent Democrat himself, Mayor Eric Adams. We shall discuss. But first, our sponsor, IFCJ, wants to remind you the population of Israel has been contending with a lot over the last week, and every day emotions are running high because of the constant threat the Israeli people are under. There's imminent danger right now in Israel, and the International Fellowship of Christians and Jews, IFCJ, has been helping to protect as many Israeli citizens as possible with whatever they can give, food, medicine, things that they need, especially for bomb shelters. The IFCJ has been on the front lines. For more than 40 years, IFCJ has been on the ground in Israel. Within hours of the attacks by Hamas soldiers last October and every day since, they've been feeding the hungry and protecting the vulnerable. We need to help them. Israel's allies need to stand with them now. And one way to do that is to support the IFCJ's humanitarian efforts. They're looking for your financial contribution to help their ongoing work. Support IFCJ today. To go to this website, supportifcj.org. That's supportifcj.org. Now, Eric Adams has had some senior people around him have raids, FBI raids. And you might be saying to yourself, well, hold on a second. What's going on with that? FBI seizes NYPD commissioner and police chief's phones in corruption probe after also targeting Eric Adams' top aides. That's the headline. You say to yourself, well, hold on a second. What are we talking about here? Corruption? The mayor of New York? What's he doing? Oh, the allegation is, sorry, I got hair falling down on my eyes. I'm going to tell you, this hairline comes with some downside. The allegation is that they were running some kind of a kickback scheme with money coming in from Turkey, from the Turkish government. That's what it says in this piece. And I sit here and I go, whoa, what exactly? They're taking campaign cash from the Turks? I mean, it hasn't been proven yet, but that's what they're going with here. It's a reminder that Democrats are just all pretty corrupt. I know that's a sweeping statement, but the Democrat Party is corrupt as an entity. It really doesn't have any beliefs, morals, or ethics that are not for sale in one way or another. And this is why you see all these cities that are run by Democrats, and they're just cesspools of corruption. Cesspools of corruption. And unfortunately, New York City is no different, even though it's my hometown. I grew up there, and I wish I could say it was well governed. It wasn't a cesspool of corruption under Bloomberg or Giuliani, but then you get de Blasio, and now you got Adams. It's a mess. But yeah, foreign money running through a mayor's office of the biggest city in America, possibly. I wonder where this one's going. You know, one thing before I let you go, I want to keep you informed. That's why I do these podcasts. This is in addition to the 3-hour radio show I do every day. I'm also doing a weekly newsletter. And I want to bring you the best written insights possible. And the way to do that is to have you sign up for this free newsletter. Just go to theurgentmessage.com. That's theurgentmessage.com. Easy to sign up, easy to receive. I think you'll find it incredibly helpful. Really good insights and analysis. It's free. It's a free email service. That's it. You don't have to pay for it. Go to theurgentmessage.com, though, sign up, and we're sending out great weekly emails. And that's the show for today. Shields high.